This podcast is made possible by supporters like you. Mahalo. And by Atlas Insurance Agency, Hawaii's largest professional agency, helping Hawaii navigate insurance solutions since 1929. More at atlasinsurance.com.
Aloha, my kako. Welcome to a new episode of What School You Went. Start every conversation with that question. I'm Ron Mizutani, and today we're focusing our discussion on a local nonprofit that recently received a $2 million gift from Mackenzie Scott's Yield Giving, affiliated with the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, Lever for Change. The Malama Aina Foundation educates Hawaii school children, particularly Native Hawaiians, on sustainability, culture, and healthy eating through community gardens. I am very pleased to welcome to PBS Hawaii Education Specialist Tahjra Alcoran. Tira, I can call you Tira.
Yes,
I'll call you Tahjra. and student Haley Pimental. Welcome to PBS Hawaii, both of you.
Aloha, mahalo. Thank you for having us.
So cool to have you folks here. Thanks for coming all the way from Hawaii Island. I appreciate it. You guys had a long flight.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Minor bumps.
Minor bumps.
Here and there,
Yeah.
keep
Not
us up.
tired from flying.
No, not that tired.
I know. We had a pigeon guy in here, pigeon racer, and they have raced pigeons from Big Island to Oahu. And I made jokes about him being tired, but he didn't think it was funny. Anyway, thanks for laughing at my silly jokes. But before we go any further, like I ask all of our guests, for you, Haley, choto matere, but for you, Tahjra, what school you went?
I went Kohala High School.
Kohala High School.
Yes.
So you're a cow girl.
Yes. Eale na paniolo.
Okay. Do they call the wahine cowgirls or cowboys?
Cowgirls.
So you guys are the cowgirls.
Yes.
Okay. Do me a favor.
Ooh.
Sing a little verse of Kohala's alma mater.
Hail Kohala High School, through the cane fills rain. Hail to thee, their black and gold. Hail, oh, hail, we sing.
Yeah.
Gee.
Hey, you know what? We've done what, about 120 something shows. That's the best alma mater rendition we've ever heard. Terrific. She can sing.
I gotta say, I love our alma mater.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I will sing it till this day, loud and proud.
That's good. Well, you did so, and you made Kohala very proud. So Haley,
Yes.
I got to ask you, what school do you go to now?
Kohala Middle School.
Kohala Middle. So you're in the what grade?
7.
7th grade.
Yes.
Do you folks have a school mascot?
Yes. The Hawks.
The Hawks. And then you graduate to cowgirl.
Yes.
So you ride horses?
No.
You're a volleyball, you said.
Yes.
Volleyball. All right. Well, Kohala is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful part of Hawaii Island. They get pretty good basketball players too.
Oh, yes.
Back-to-back state champions.
Yes, very great athletes.
The town represented itself so well when you folks came to Oahu again and won and beat everybody up. But the pride of Kohala really, I think, shines. And you could see it in the stands. You could see, the unity. Talk about the beauty of Kohala, if you don't mind, Tahjra.
The beauty of Kohala when it comes to, like, for example, the boys' basketball, it's to see such a humble and talented young team come out of a very small town. For a lot of us local people there is so prideful. And for myself, I know a lot of those boys, and I know their families, and I watched them play PNR basketball since they were keikis. And it just makes us so proud to see them excel in a sport that their family has invested them so much in, and those boys hold themselves so well. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, it was a party that night.
I bet.
I feel like you could, if you listen close enough, you could have heard the entire Kohala screaming and yelling at that final shot. It was amazing.
It was such an exciting game. You watched, Haley.
Yes. I was screaming at my TV.
Oh my gosh, and you know what? Kohala travels pretty well too.
Oh,
I thought most of Kohala was there, in watching the game live.
There is a lot of us that wish we could have been there live. I kept contemplating, like, am I gonna go? Am I gonna go? And I'm like, no, it's
That's
okay.
Thankfully, the TV brought that to you, and
Yes.
you guys got to enjoy that. Well, congratulations to the Kohala men's, I call them men's basketball team because they are young men.
Yes.
And women obviously celebrating that victory. I want to switch gears here because the reason why I reached out to Allison, the executive director of Malama Aina Foundation and the president, is to talk about not just the gift, because the gift is incredible. I mean, but the reason why the gift is incredible is because somebody recognized the great work the foundation does. And for both of you, maybe describe the roles this has with you, because Mahope is what you folks are a part of. Describe what is Mahope first, and then we'll get into, what you gain from that. Maybe whoever wants to start.
For the Mahope program, for myself, being the educational specialist, it gives me that opportunity to give back to my community, specifically to middle schoolers who at that age, they're going through a lot of things and they're still trying to figure out life. So with Mahope program, it gives me a chance to give them a space to find themselves, but also provide them with knowledge that they haven't been exposed to. What we do is we try to make them excel in STEAM work, but also incorporating traditional and cultural Hawaiian practices. For myself, I teach them in class. We have lessons that we go and touch base on and teach them, and then we take them out into the community on huaka'is. A lot of these students, for example, haven't been to a lo'i, so I'm able to take them to a lo'i, get them into some muddy mess, and have them just have that hands-on experience. And a lot of times they don't realize they're learning. And it makes me happy to see that they get to experience those things. Even going up to Puhuluhulu or Puva'ava'a and having them plant trees, a lot of them don't get that exposure. And they just think, okay, we're just going to go up and plant trees. But when we get there to see their excitement, and when they come back and be like, oh, I planted that tree there, or I got to go there, it's amazing for me to experience that with them.
Because you are a middle school teacher.
My title is educational assistant.
Okay.
So in class or during school hours, I am a supplement to teachers.
Gotcha.
I help assist them and also assist students in classroom.
Okay, so you mentioned STEAM. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics.
Yes.
Sounds better just to say STEAM, because otherwise you start hearing all of those, you go, whoa, wait a minute, it sounds like work. But when you take them out into the ʻāina and you get their hands dirty, Haley, tell me that feeling, and not that it's not important to know all that, but at the end you go, wow, I just learned that. And that's huge, that hands-on. Tell me about how much you appreciate that.
So, me personally, I have never gone really out into the world, get to explore all, these places that I go to now. And so, just putting my hands in the ʻāina and getting my hands, to Mālama it, I feel, very grateful. And, I feel like people should also feel grateful, too, because not a lot of people get to do that. And so, if you get that opportunity, you should take it, because you might never get to experience it ever in your life again. So I'm happy that I get to be a part of this program, and get my hands dirty. Yesterday we went to the lo'i. That was super fun. Every time we go lo'i, we go twice a month. It's super fun because we get to go pull out the kalo or plant kalo or just weed. It's just fun because we get to go watch little toads hop around, and it's it's so funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
If you never got a chance to be in a lo'i, gosh, I wish everybody had the opportunity to do so. It is such a, I can't even put the right words, the feeling of being in touch with your land and something that's creating life. And of course our taro, our kalo, is very important to our history and who we are. But knowing that our ancestors did that, and now you're teaching the next generation. That's huge.
It's such a wonderful feeling also, because when we went in October, I want to say, was the first time you got to go to the lo'i, and we got to plant the huli. So when we went there, small, very small, the kids couldn't see this is what kalo is, this is what we're doing. We're give it a couple months. And just going there yesterday and seeing how big they have grown, was just an eye-opener. Like, a lot of her classmates were like, oh, you remember when this was only like up to my ankles? Now it's about like waist. And I'm like, you just wait a couple more months when we start pulling it out of the lo'i. Imagine underneath the kalo, how big that's going to be. So it amazes me when they get amazed. Because a couple times I'm like, oh, they're just thinking we're going to go pull weeds.
Right.
But they love it. And there is also a stream that we go into, and every time we go, the stream is either no water or there is water. So their experience is always wonderful when we get to go down there.
And little do they know, they're learning.
Yes.
I mean, does it feel like you're learning?
No, it just feels like we're doing something like fun. And like when people say like they don't want to go in the lo'i, I'm like, when you go in the lo'i, you're going to want to go in again, because it's crazy.
You just got to try.
Yeah.
Some people who've never say, oh, I don't want to get my feet dirty. Oh, that's pilau, or that's dirty. My fingers, the mud gonna get stuck. Unless you experience it, it is absolutely, it's a blessing to experience.
It is.
Yeah.
And you get that connection, that pilina
Yeah.
with the ʻāina you're working on.
Not everybody can learn in the classroom. Some people actually struggle, listening and maybe even see that as boring. But once you get into the outside, that's where the real learning happens for a lot of people. Do you see that connection, that the eyes light up for many students?
Big time.
Yeah.
So being that during school hours I work in class with students, I can have some students just sit down and stare at their paper, not want to write. They don't want to listen to the teacher. But when you take them out of the classroom and put them in an open environment, that is the most hardest working kid I have. He will pull all the weeds in the lo'i, and I tell him, take a break. No, he just pull them all, and I don't even have to worry about him. Like, okay, he's good. He's doing what he wants to, and then when he's done with his job, he'll come up to me and be like, hey, auntie, what next? And I'm like, and that's why I love our program, being able to take the kids out on huakaʻis, because it gives them that chance to excel in something that they feel they're good and comfortable with doing.
In the meantime, though, you're not sneaking in, because I don't want to put a bad light on learning, because learning is important. We all learn. If you know everything, I got news for you, pal. You don't. Mm-hmm. You don't. You keep learning. But you slide in science,
Yes,
mathematics, all of the things that we talk about in STEAM, technology for sure nowadays. And that's where the beauty of this kind of a program is that all of these elements that are so very important to education can be taught in different ways.
yes.
Yeah?
And a lot of them do see science and math in it as well. When we plant the kalo, I say how far we have to plant it, or how deep we have to plant it. Even when we go and do the trees, like how far apart do we have to plant it? Like, they don't realize that we are incorporating science, math, and technology also with those concepts. And I tell you this, you take them out into the ʻāina and you bring a bunch of other kids, they'll be the one teaching the kids how to plant the plants, how much fertilizer to put.
So it's that science, math, technology, but it's also the arts, right? I mean, do you folks sing? Do you folks, when you say arts, people think, oh, just painting or drawing, but arts is so huge now. We talk about our culture, singing, hula, dance, oral. What is the best thing that you love about, besides getting dirty, Keely?
One thing I love is just that, like, so after school we have this work time to do our homework, and like all of us is either we finish our homework in class or like the teachers just don't give us homework. And so Tito will try to give us something fun to do, like we'll color and do art, or like right now we're doing pueos, or like we just come up with like random stuff and we start singing our hearts out, or like we do some of our chants, or just we do like stuff that not a lot of people might enjoy.
Right. But
we enjoy it because that's like, I don't know, that's just how we express our feelings. And yeah.
It's, with even seventh graders, all the way to high school, in fact, some elementary, social media is so much a part of their lives, good and bad, because of the misinformation that's out there and the access to, there's always going to be bad stuff. How do you balance that because technology is a part of that. How do you
Yes.
balance social media with even a 7th grader?
So for a 7th grader or just the middle schools in general, after school program, we do not allow cell phones, especially during homework hours because we want them to focus on that. And there are those moments where if they're finished, I'll be like, okay, you can have computer time. You can go on your laptops because nowadays middle schoolers got their own laptops.
Sure.
So I'm like, okay, you can go kill some time. But once they have that moment on their electronic, we do crafts or we go outside and we go and play. If it's not me teaching them a lesson about ours right now is endangered species, ours being focused on the pueo. If it's not me teaching them a lesson about the pueo and a lot of the endangered species in Hawaii, right now we have them either, I told them, paint a picture of a pueo. If you guys don't feel like painting, draw. Here's a coloring. You want to color? And another thing that we're going to work on is creating a little skit about informing people about the endanger of pueos. But besides trying to get them to do that, I asked them too. I was like, what do you guys feel like doing today? Do you guys want to go outside, run around, get some of that energy out? And sometimes we'll go play volleyball. Or lately, a lot of the boys have wanted to just throw football around. And then we do have those random moments where everybody just wants to sing.
Yeah.
And what was the latest song? Was it? Sweet Lady of Waihole.
Yeah.
Oh my! A random song, a song I didn't think they knew was "Lady of Waihole," and they were like, "Auntie Tita, can you just play that?" And I was like, "Okay." Looked it up on YouTube, played it, and a bunch of them started singing it, and I was just astonished because I'm like, "I didn't know you guys knew this song."
Wow, Brother Walter, we just lost him.
Yes, and even more so, I'm like, "Oh my God, you guys are singing Uncle Brada's song!" Like,
Yes.
and I don't know if it's because they know I love music, but a lot of the kids love to sing. When we had the ukuleles in class, sometimes they would just randomly pick up the ukulele and play.
Nice.
And I want to say it's because our school doesn't really provide an outlet like that for them. We don't have art class, chorus, choir, or acting classes. So after school programming allows and gives them a chance to express that in whatever way they want to.
You know, that's the sad part of right now with education. Sadly, the first thing that gets cut sometimes are the arts, which includes music, dance. Yet, what we try to share, even in our Hikino programs and everything, is how important that is. It's part of expression, it's part of culture, it's part of history, and you lose that in the education system. Oh, that's painful. It's painful. So I'm glad that they have this outlet. I don't call it even an outlet. This opportunity to learn about that. You know, when you were talking about singing, and I don't know why, I went back to my elementary school, maybe 5th grade. We used to play this, and I was just singing in the shower the other day. I don't know why, but you ever heard that one?
I've heard it before.
So you play with the string. Go look it up and go have them do it. So you go learn the song, and so you make a string, you tie it, and then you go kaula, kaula, and then it's actually telling you how to put it on your fingers, Malama, and then you flip it, and then it becomes a mask. But it's a song. I promise you, they're gonna enjoy it. Even the 7th graders. Okay, when you guys get them, take video, send it to me.
Okay.
Okay. Kikaula meaning string. Yeah. Interestingly, my classmate at Kamehameha was Robert Kikaula, and we recently lost him too. But we used to always talk about Kikaula, but that was a different story. Anyway, you know, this gift. Sorry, I digress. This gift that Malama Aina Foundation received is incredibly generous. But you know, the screening process that this group goes through to say who is deserving. I mean, every foundation does great work in the communities, but they recognize the great work Malama Foundation does here. The Malama Aina Foundation does here. That's you guys. You're the boots on the ground, literally, and you are the beneficiary of something this enormously generous. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel very grateful and blessed. One, because this is my job, but this allows me to do my job in a way that will benefit so much others than just myself. coming from a small town and being that Kohala is my roots, I'm able to stay here in my hometown and kind of help the next generation, because that's what it's about. It's about the next generation coming up, me teaching them the knowledge so that they can pass it on and then, keep going and going. And Malama Aina has given me that opportunity to give back to my community, especially the younger generation and especially middle schoolers, because a lot of people do forget about middle schoolers, that this is that age where they're transitioning and they're going through this time where they don't know everything, even though they think they know everything. And it allows me to just be there for them and try to be that mentor, role model, whatever label you guys want to put on me, and show them that, hey, I came from this town. You can still be a great person. You can still give back to your community no matter what.
You know everything, Haley.
No.
According to her grades. Oh, girl, she is one of the top students at Kohala Middle School.
Yeah.
That's awesome. $2 million. Hard to visualize. Never seen it in my life. Right? How many zeros is that? Zig, 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 zig. But for you, it's not about the money. You know that everything we do costs something. What's that? Starbucks.
Yes.
That costs money.
Yes.
Right? For you to be in the lo'i, costs money. Somebody has to pay for that. This kind of gift really allows you to experience different things. How does that, it's a silly question because I know I'm sure the answer is going to be feels great, but how does this feel that somebody's that generous and the foundation that supports you is doing such a good job that you can benefit this way?
Obviously, yeah, it feels great, but knowing that somebody cares what we do, because a lot of some people they don't even care what you do. You go wander off somewhere, you get hurt, they don't care. But to see somebody give that much money, it tells me that somebody actually cares what we're doing, and they want to help preserve Hawaii and be Hawaii. Leave it like this. And it's touches my heart.
I can see the emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting emotional. How come?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of stuff like this. And
yeah, I hear you. I respect that. Because sometimes as a 7th grader, we get lost. Yeah, like you said, hormones going crazy. Yeah, but at the same time, we get lost in the busyness of family or parents, and so this is a nice place to come and just connect with your friends. Yeah, is that what I'm seeing right here in your eyes? Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Being a 7th grader and showing this much emotion, Tira, I can see an emotion in your eyes too. What I know. What do you think she's feeling, without being personal?
I think she's feeling a sense of, how she said somebody cares, but with a purpose. Because even for me too, growing up, a lot of people say they care about you, but they don't show it. Their actions don't show it. And I cannot look at you right now because I hope in a sense that they know how much I care about them. And I am able to show that even more through Malama Aina Foundation. Because out of anybody in the world that could have been their kumu, I was gifted to be their kumu. I take that as an honor, and I've built so much connection with these keikis that I'm able to work with, that each of them are so special to me. Even now, sitting here with Haley, and when having this discussion with you, I'm also thinking of the other keikis that I work with after school that would have loved to be here as well, but they also, I hope, feel the same way that Haley is feeling, that somebody actually cares enough to give their time and go and take them on these excursions. Go and just sit there, and if they're having a bad day, talk story with them and show them that I actually care about what you're saying. And I know you're feeling down and blue today, or, hey, I know you're feeling really awesome because you scored like a 98 on your test. Just having somebody there to show that you being here actually matters. And you being here means a lot to myself and to all the other folks that I work with. So
You matter.
yes.
You matter. Tell her.
Haley, you matter. You know that. This is like one of my top students,
Yeah,
and
I can see why. Haley, do me a favor. I know you're feeling very emotional right now. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but share with Kumu how you feel about what she does for you. You can look at her. You don't have to look at me. Sorry.
Tita, I am very grateful for you. You have bring me out of like my toughest times. That I cry. I'm grateful for you because you let me into this program. And even though I wanted to come my 6th grade year, I never know because I was playing volleyball at the time, and I never know how long volleyball is gonna last. And so I'm grateful that you let me in this year. And you're like my counselor, my therapist, but like you're also like my sister that I never had. I'm just super grateful and happy that you're in my life.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Those words are not words. That's real, yeah? That's why you do what you do.
It is. It is so much. And it's not just Haley, but I've built so much of a connection with a lot of the kids I work with that I just, even on my toughest days or my tired days, I'll go to work and I'll just smile at them because I'm like, you know what? Even though I'm having a bad morning or something happened, I'm like, they don't know. And they're going through stuff as well. Yeah. And if I can be that one adult in their life that isn't putting so much pressure or isn't making them feel like they're worthless or nothing, if I can just be that spark of light in your day, I don't know, I gotta have my cup of coffee first. But just to show you that I see you and I know that something's going on, and whenever you're ready to talk to me, just talk to me. It could be about anything. I've listened to Keikis talk about so much random things that I'm just like, okay, you talking to me about Fortnite, I have no clue what you're talking about, but go for it. Spill whatever event is happening this week. I'm like, I don't know what this is. Or they talk to me about TikTok reels.
Somebody to hear.
Yes,
listen.
and that's all they need is somebody to listen. Yeah. And even though I'm Portuguese and I do talk a lot, I want them to know that I do listen to them. And when they say things, it means a lot to me. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing, both of you, that very private moment with us. I'm getting emotional because my daughter is older now, but my granddaughter's growing up, and she too will get to this point when she's going to need somebody. And sometimes it's not mom. Sometimes it's definitely not dad, who you can connect with and just, sometimes, right? People in podcast land going, what is this? But, just let it all out and be real. What you're doing with this young lady's life, it's life-changing work. Never forget that impact you're having in a young person's world. Huge. Okay. It's kuleana, but it's also very important work that not everybody can do. Not everybody will raise their hand to do. And you felt the calling to stay home and do that.
And I hope they realize, too, that they do impact my life.
Oh, absolutely.
I could have gone down a different road, a different pathway that wouldn't be as impactful, that wouldn't have made me the person I am today, that wants to give back to my community, that does feel a calling to help my community out. And it started with just becoming a part of Malama Aina Foundation, putting my boots on the ground, working one-on-one with middle schoolers or just keikis in general, and being able to impact them and being somebody there for them. So you guys do give back a lot to me too and make me feel special as well. So thank you.
Haley, you are giving Tira Kumu more than you think.
Yes.
And you are definitely giving me more than you even know. Okay? So just know that I feel connection to you. I don't know why, but I do. Maybe because you want Pimental. But thank you for sharing that. You know, when somebody like I don't know Mackenzie Scott. I don't know her. If she walked right past me, I wouldn't even know. But I do know that this wahine is very generous, and she chooses to do this with her wealth that she has. If she were to sit here and watch the two of you just now converse and share, she would check that box. Yeah, we did the right thing. Because I as someone who leads a nonprofit, but has been in the nonprofit world, I can tell you, this is real work happening right now, and worth every penny, priceless. So, thank you. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for your work. Thank you for what you do. Ooh, boy, never know what's going on this path. Sorry, look, everybody crying in here. Oh my goodness!
I'm really trying not to because I become a mess when the first tear falls. I cannot.
I watch commercials and I cry. No, I don't cry. I just tear up. Hey, enjoy Oahu while you're here, but oh boy, going back to Kohala is so much nicer. Yeah. The cement. Enjoy the teppanyaki or whatever you folks gonna have.
Oh hell yes!
But when you get home, you just say, "Ooh, I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm home." Okay, Haley, Tahjra, thanks for being a part of What School You Went today. This is a very special day for me too. Mahalo.
Mahalo, and thank you so much for having us here and be here today. This is an experience for both of us.
Well, trust me, me too. Me too. I'm not talking about mac salad or bean soup today, but this is just as fulfilling for me. Thank you. All right, mahalo for joining us, folks. Join us next week, another episode of What School You Went. Until then, we hope.
What School You Went is a PBS Hawaii production. Music by Taimane Gardner. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and tell your friends. You can find us on pbshawaii.org and everywhere you get your podcasts.